see here.
So what has befallen you this week?
Dealing with security nightmares and losing.
Oh, yeah.
So like I lost so much stuff, but you know, it is what it is. I burned the candle at both ends and got, I believe, most of it back. So yeah, that's the good news. So Alyssa said she's driving back from Tacoma, and so she's going to be a little bit late tonight, but she's going to be listening in. She might actually already be here. I'm not sure.
She isn't here yet. She should be here soon.
Cool. Yeah, she said she was going to listen in on the drive, so.
Okay. So, Chris.
Yep.
You said last week you said no to the crowdfolk character.
Correct.
Idea. Since it is part of 5th edition, would you allow a Thrycreen?
What's the appeal of these bizarre weird bug people?
Well, the problem with Thrycreen is, yeah, it's a part of 5th edition, but we don't have any rules for creating them as player characters. That's the biggest issue.
You use Tasha's generic one, make a character like they say, and call it Thrycreen.
Yeah, I mean, that of course could be an option. Yeah, because I mean, I've got stats in the monster manual, but the stats that are in the monster manual do not really adequately transfer over. They're not transparent enough to where you can turn those into an actual player character. That's not what the design of those stat blocks was really based for. So a lot of the creatures that you see in the monster manual, they have abilities that players will never have. And likewise, player characters have abilities that the monsters don't have access to. So, I don't know. Let me give it some thought. There's rumors and speculation that that Dark Sun may be coming out, and if that proves to be true, then Thrycreen will be in that book, because Thrycreen are a major player in Dark Sun. In fact, that's where they originally came from. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know when they're going to announce their next book. I'm hoping that it's not going to be a long wait. It could be March before they announce, or drop hints on what the next book is going to be. But we'll see. So, I don't think that we'll be. I don't know. We're just gonna have to play it by ear.
Okay, I just wanted kind of a variation from the usual normal races, like in the player's handbook.
Well, like I said, there's a ton of races that are not in the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Tabaxi, Tritons, Minotaurs, Goblins, the list goes on and on.
You could actually be a frog person if you wanted to.
Yeah.
You mean a believer?
No, I think there are rules for making grung characters somewhere. But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to play it by ear. I haven't looked that far down the road yet, so I'm I'm just now starting to look at what 2021 is going to look like, as far as games and schedules and campaigns go. So right now, my goal is to just get through this weekend. Literally, my goal is to just get through this weekend so that I can have 2 weeks off because I desperately need it. So I don't know. We'll see, and I'll give it some thought.
Okay.
So Brady's here. Is Colby here?
I'm here.
Okay. Theoretically.
Are any of us truly here?
Right.
Who's here.
Yeah. All taking place in the ether. Is Anthony here? I know his computer seemed to take a shit last time, so. So maybe he's not. So when we're going to start the game tonight with the Midwinter gifts, and
Yay!
and the way this will work is I will say who I'm going to give it to, and then you can check the chat in Skype, and you can download it from there. And then you can read that to everybody to let everybody know what it is that you got. But before that, I shall welcome our viewers. Welcome to Dungeon of the Mad Mage, streamed live from the Greenwater Guildhall. Before we get started, we have a couple of friends of Greenwater. If you scroll down in your Twitch stream, you will see some tiles there. First tile is to a GoFundMe for helping save the Enchanted Forest. The Enchanted Forest is a fairy tale themed amusement park just outside of Salem, Oregon. And the COVID pandemic, being an amusement park, they got hit particularly hard. They finally reached the decision at, I think it was like the end of November, they decided that they absolutely had to have help. And so they have created a GoFundMe. I haven't checked the recent numbers. The last time I looked, I think they were up to like $360,000, which is enough for them to keep the creditors at bay and to be able to actually open for the 2021 season. But it's just met the marker. And so their ultimate goal is $500,000 so that they can actually live like human beings. We realize that everybody is under a financial crunch, but if you can find it to give a little something, they would definitely appreciate it. The next on the list is TNC. That stands for Talon Claw. Talon Claw makes beautiful wooden DM screens, Dungeon Master's vaults, and a number of wood items. You can click on that link. It will take you to their Etsy store. And they are a great place to shop for the gamer or DM in your life. What is that horrid sound? I bet Alyssa has her window down.
Oh, that's what that is.
Okay. The next on the list is to the Speechless Bard. She and her husband have a shop that they make wonderful items for fantasy games. He does custom-made dungeon terrain, and she makes handmade leather products, covers for your core rule books, and dice bracelets, and a number of beautiful things. And what are we looking at here? Sorry. And so you'll definitely want to check her out. One of their more prominent items is the D&D Pride dice bracelet, where every dice on the leather bracelet is a different color. Definitely check them out. And last on the list is Fable Beard Company. They make beard products such as oils, balms, beard butter, and beard wash, and a number of things. And each scent profile is based on a fantasy-themed character. They have a number of seasonal scents. For instance, right now I am wearing Gingerbread Man beard balm, and it smells pretty good. I don't necessarily know that it smells like gingerbread so much as it looks like somebody rubbed hot tamales all over my face. It's very cinnamon, but it does definitely smell good. My wife loves it. She says I smell like Christmas. Each of their profiles, set profiles, is a different fantasy character, and such as Gingerbread Man or Jack Frost, which is fir, pine, cedar, and a peppermint chill. I have that one as well. And they have the Candy Man. There's a whole bunch of them. Right now, they are ramping up to get rid of their seasonal stock, and so they have 25% off on anything that you purchase from the store. And I believe that if you order now, you still get a free set of beard ornaments if you decide that you want to be festive. So, where we left off last week, you guys had gone to an insane asylum to question a quote-unquote witness. You were hired by, what was her name? I know her last name, but not her first name. You were hired by Wyland Moonstar. Actually, you were hired by her half-drow nephew, Hellion. And Hellion told you that there was, in his distant past, that a Lord Vanrak Moonstar was an adventurer, and he ended up turning to evil, and a family friend was the bronze dragon Glister. And it is the unfortunate event that Glister was such a good friend to Vanrak that Glister followed him in his darkness and ended up becoming the shadow dragon Umbraxicar. And there was a witness in the insane asylum that potentially knew the way to Vanrakdoom down in Undermountain, which is level 18. Now, in the last things that you discovered, one, you discovered that the insane asylum was overrun with vampire spawn and Shar cultists. And you did indeed find you ended up finding the witness. He is quite insane. The vampires had been feeding upon him. And the other thing that you found, and actually this didn't happen in game, but I'm just going to give it to you because there was like one room left. The other thing that you found was a secret passage that actually leads from the insane asylum to Vanrakdoom. It is another way in to Undermountain aside from going through the well. With this information, you what?
Oh, I said that was interesting. That is interesting.
Yes. So before you decided to go into Undermountain, you return to Trollskull Manor to decide upon your plan of action. And you wake up in the morning, and it is Midwinter Day, which is the Christmas holiday in Faerun, also known as Dead Winter, as a common term on the street, because they say that it happens in the dead of winter. So, under the tree are a number of gifts. Let me find the first one. One here. Okay, so we will start with Aaron.
Yay! I don't have to wait.
You're not last in line.
Ha.
All right, let me.
Of course, all the rest of you guys are just going to be like let down after you see how awesome my gift is.
That's drum roll. Ow, fuck, that hurt.
Here we go. Press files.
I'll use these instead. I got to do it with pencils.
There we go. Okay. So, in the chat window in Skype, there is a link to your item. If you want to go ahead and download that.
Oops, almost downloaded it.
Don't you dare! That's my present.
Wouldn't steal a car.
Steal it.
Sweet.
So go ahead and read it and tell everybody about it.
Well, it is a leather-bound and locked book, a tome that's got a chain so that I can keep it with me without losing it to some light-fingered thief. And it says that I can make an investigation check to search and reproduce any book that's located in Candlekeep's archives. And let's see, so I can basically, with an investigation check, I can look up any book that I want to. It's an entire library in one volume. And I can also shush a target, causing the target to have its movement reduced by half. No running in the library, basically. I get to use that once per long rest, and they have a saving throw. Ooh, and it is sentient. So let's see, it can understand, speak, and read languages that I understand, and see things. So this book is actually smart. You know, you say books make you smart. This book is smart. Let's see, it helps me with my investigation skill. So it improves my investigation skill. And oh my goodness, I don't understand this last one, but I guess the book doesn't like to be wet, because all holy water within 10 feet is destroyed.
So,
interesting.
So one thing about artifacts is that they always have some little minor detriment at least. Some artifacts have major detriments, but I don't believe I put any major detriments on any of the gifts.
Nice, and the description is that, so it says it's bound in leather with a locking hasp. The binding includes 2 silk ribbons to be used as bookmarks. When it's opened, a ghostly librarian appears and provides the reader with an interactive index of every written work located in Candlekeep's archives. The librarian can search the archives by subject, author, date, and topic, kind of like when you go to the library and back in the old days, there used to be card files that you'd pull out and you could look up all this stuff. Let's see. So, and then I pretty much covered the rest of it.
Okay.
So, very, very cool. I love my book.
Narte, you are up next.
Oh yeah, I gotta go to chat. Yeah, chat.
Okie dokie.
Oh, so Anthony is here. Awesome. Did you get your computer problems sorted out? Anthony?
Yes, I'm here. It kicked me out again for some reason.
Huh.
It's very strange.
Yeah, I know it had kicked me out as well, so. So, Norte, as soon as you download that, go ahead and open it up and read it and tell everybody what it is.
My artifact is called Nerote's Bane of the Brewmaster Maul. Wondrous item artifact. This +3 maul has a dragon hide wrapped haft and a head shaped like a wooden keg, emblazoned with the image of an overflowing stein of ale. Critical hits from this maul cause the target to make a saving throw DC 18 against becoming intoxicated. Failure imparts the poisoned condition on the target. The target may remake this saving throw at the end of its turn, but a second failure causes the target to stumble and fall down, becoming prone. While attuned, the maul grants the ability to cast a version of the Create Food and Water spell that creates 45 pounds of bland food and 30 gallons of medium quality ale.
Holy crap!
The ale sours after 24 hours. The first time you touch it.
You better drink all 40 gallons or else it'll go to waste.
Yeah. The first time you touch a gem or piece of jewelry while attuned to this item, the value of that gem or piece of jewelry is reduced by half.
Oh, okay, so you're not touching any jewelry ever again.
No, I'm not.
So, let's see here. Next on the list will be Thrick.
Oh, now it's probably gonna launch me out again.
And there is Thrick's in the chat window.
So,
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day, Carl, about, when I was a kid, I think it was maybe, I don't know, it must have been 6th grade. I remember that there was an entire class that we had to take in order to learn how to set up and search using the Dewey Decimal System in the library.
I remember that too. Yep. We took a field trip to the library and they led us to these huge walls of cards, just drawer after drawer
yeah.
cards.
Yeah. And I was saying about that, I'm like, I can't imagine kids today having to do that. Everything's computerized. I mean, unless you are a complete backbirth, you should be able to Google something. You know what I mean? It seems a useless skill to have now. It's just...
Yeah, kids these days. I mean, we had to walk 5 miles uphill through the snow to get to the damn library in the first place.
Right. So, Thrick, as soon as you have that downloaded, go ahead and read it and tell us about it.
Thrick's Invulnerability Cloak. Should I read all the lore stuff, or should I just get straight to the stuff?
Go ahead and read the lore stuff. That's fine.
Alright. Veritan Windshadow, a reclusive smith and tailor in Waterdeep, crafted this custom cloak for Thrick. While Veritan operates outside the guilds of Most Careful Order of Skilled Smiths and Metal Forgers, and Order of Master Tailors, Glovers, and Mercers, he seems to fly under their notice. In fact, few know who he is. It is suspected by those that do that he may be an avatar of Timora. This cloak has been masterfully crafted of scales of young dragons, both chromatic and metallic. The interior lining is chainmail that is padded with heavy rosewood. The masterful craftwork grants a +2 to AC while wearing this cloak. Enchantments of the cloak's dragon skills grant immunity to sneak attacks as well as half damage from critical hits made from bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. Slashing damage from non-magical weapons. The cloak absorbs the first 10 points of damage from bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage made with non-magical attacks. While attuned to this cloak, you have advantage on saving throws versus spells, and may cast the 3rd level spell Beacon of Hope once per long rest. Likewise, while attuned, you may cast the 7th level spell Firestorm once per long rest, and you cannot be charmed or frightened. However, while attuned to this cloak, you have disadvantage on saving throws versus poison, and your overall weight drops by 8 pounds, causing a -1 to the strength attribute.
I think that's a balanced detriment.
Yeah. Although I guess that isn't much of a detriment. Now I just can't touch gems
Yeah.
that we want to sell.
Yeah, gems and jewelry. You don't want you to touch them.
They'll get chipped. I'll drop them on accident.
Cancel. Yours is up next. If you want to go ahead and download that in the chat window.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So, Cancel, why don't you go ahead and read it and tell us about it?
Is he there?
Nope.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's here.
I see him.
Maybe he's mute and he thinks he's talking.
Oh, that would make sense.
You're not talking to me, are you?
No, Cancel.
I went AFK for about 30 seconds to get my pizza.
No.
I had pizza yesterday, so I had to have something else today. So usually have pizza today,
We
but
can have the guest. Somebody can open Cancel's present, and then we'll tell him about it later. About how he got this wimpy little robe. He doesn't really want it. We'll get him another one later from the store. You know, it was
Elegantly hooded and sleeved robe was made of the finest silks imported from Karator. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
we can hear you.
Dang it! I was gonna make off with your robe and replace it with like a bathrobe from Bed Bath and Beyond or something.
Somebody may have been muted this whole time. Not naming names. The robe holds sigils of the Wu Gens, court wizards of the Shaolong Empire. While attuned to this robe, the wielder may add their proficiency bonus to any spell requiring an ability check from the Adoration School of Magic. If the wielder is already proficient, they are considered to have expertise. While tuned, the wielder may cast counterspell without the need for components 3 times per long rest. In addition, the wielder may choose 1 cantrip to be stored in the robe and cast it at will. While tuned to this artifact, the wielder is physically ill and suffers disadvantage on any strength or constitution saving throw.
Okay. And until Alyssa gets here, last but not least, will be Shamish. All right, your Shamish, yours is in the chat window. Go ahead and download that. Unless it kicked him out again.
No, I'm still here. It's not in the chat. It's not appearing.
It is in the chat.
Well, I might have to leave then and then see enter.
At the very bottom, it says Shamish.
Hey Chris, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey Chris, I'm gonna be home in like 10 minutes, but I'm listening. I've heard about everybody's items. If you want to read mine, I can still hear it.
Okay. We're just waiting for Anthony to get his chat to work properly.
Alright. Just letting you know.
So while we're waiting, can you remind me again what we know about the activation of the trap that we set up on that teleport? Since apparently we contributed to the death of an archmage of some sort, and I remember laughing at it. I forgot to write it down.
You killed a apprentice, one of the apprentices from Dwemer Corps. And you had set up a trap with a couple of logs that as soon as somebody teleported in on that circle, it triggered the trap. And basically the 2 logs came together and smashed him. That's what I remember.
Okay. Yeah, I remember the trap itself, but it was an apprentice of Dwemer Corps.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was one of the students at Dwemer Corps.
Thus making an opening for cancel or something like that.
Basically, yeah, it was because of that Cancel got an invitation because they had an opening.
That's one way to do it when your SAT scores aren't quite good enough. Just go out and assassinate somebody and open up a spot.
Right. So, I am not seeing Shamish. I will go ahead and read his. Let me find it here. So Shamish's is Shamish's Flame Tongue Holy Avenger Longsword. This longsword is wreathed in flame. It grants a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls. It deals an additional 2d6 fire damage on a hit. When the wielder hits an undead or a fiend, the creature takes an additional 2d10 radiant damage. While the wielder holds the drawn sword, they create an aura with a 10-foot radius around them. The wielder and all friendly creatures have advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects while in the aura. If the wielder has 17 or more levels in the paladin class, the radius increases to 30 feet. The sword is sentient and contains a spark of Bahamut's personality. It has intelligence 14, wisdom 15, and charisma 15, with an alignment of lawful good. The sword may speak, read, and understand common and draconic. It has normal vision and hearing out to a range of 60 feet. Ultimately, Shamish's Flametongue Holy Avenger Longsword seeks to defend servants and interests of Bahamut and will attempt to compel the wielder towards those goals. Should the wielder defy the sword's goal, the sword will attempt to break attunement with the wielder via a contested wisdom check. On a success, the wielder breaks attunement with the sword, and the sword will refuse to attune to the wielder until the wielder proves that he will work towards the sword's goals. The first time that the wielder touches a gem or jewelry while attuned to the sword, the value of that gem or jewelry is reduced by half. The sword absorbs some of the value of such items to add to Bahamut's hoard. The first time that the wielder attunes to the sword, there is a 10% chance that an avatar of Bahamut seeks out the wielder and wrests the sword from them. The avatar takes the stats of an Empyrean. Once the avatar obtains the sword, the avatar and the sword vanish from the prime material plane. So, yeah, Anthony will need to roll a percentage dice, and he does not want to get under 10.
He's gonna roll a 9, I know it.
And last but not least is Telfar's Charm of the Silver Tongue. The wondrous item artifact requires attunement. This silver earring is shaped like a snake's head with an unnaturally long forked tongue that fits inside the ear canal. The charm grants the ability to understand and speak any
Can you
language.
guys hear me?
What was that?
Can you guys hear me?
I can.
Oh, good. I've been trying to. It's been very weird. It like kicked me out twice, and then I got back in, and then my mic broke, and then I had to get a new mic.
You're
Borrow someone.
having all kinds of problems today.
Oh yeah, no. This I had a trashy mic. It was just like headphones. Not even like a mic. I left my mic upstairs and I was too lazy to go get it, so I just used the headphones next to me and I did work garbage.
Yeah, that's what you get for being lazy. So the charm grants the ability to understand and speak any language, but does not grant the ability to write any language. If the wielder spends 10 minutes in non-combative conversation, they may cast a suggestion spell with no spell components. This ability may be used 4 times per day and regains 1d4 charges daily at dawn. While attuned to the charm, the wielder gains proficiency in 1 skill of their choice. Likewise, the wielder cannot be charmed or frightened. However, while attuned, the wielder has disadvantage on saving throws against spells, and their weight increases by 1d4 times 10 pounds. So that is Telfar's Charm of the Silver Tongue.
Oh yeah, I bred my sword, and what's the thing on the bottom? The like 10% dice? What does that mean?
So you need to roll percentage, and you don't want to roll low.
Why don't I want to roll? You'll see. I thought rolling is good.
If you roll like 10 or under, you won't get the sword.
He'll get it, but yeah, somebody's gonna come hunting for it.
But why is that so bad?
Because
So then you
Go
don't
ahead,
get it.
roll an 8. We'll love it. It'll be great game experience.
yeah, you don't want that because that means an Empyrean is going to come after you, which is they're an avatar of Bahamut, and they will kick your ass and take your sword, and then they will leave the prime material plane with the sword.
But what if we kill it?
You'll beat it. Go ahead. We'll get an 8. will support you.
Don't get an 8. Don't get an 8. Just roll like 80 or something. Do it, please.
But he can prove his worth to Bahamut and elevate himself to become the next Empyrean or something. I don't know.
No. He's already gonna, when he hits level 20, he's already gonna be as strong as that.
You
Especially
can
with
get
the dwarf.
promoted. Maybe you'll gain a couple of levels by beating this thing. Roll an 8.
No.
I want to see it.
Bahamut won't like it. Quit encouraging him.
What does it look like?
Did you download the image?
Roll an 8 and you'll see it.
I kind of don't want to roll an 8. I gotta roll.
Don't roll an 8 or 9 or
You want to
10.
roll an 8.
Yeah, you want to get 11 or better.
Okay.
8, 8, 8, 8, 8.
You, Carl, you're not helping. Okay. Oh my god. Whew. Oh, I got a 70.
All right. Well, then nobody's going to come and try and take it from you.
Yay.
You should have made it higher, like 50-50.
You sure it's a 70 and not an 07?
I remember we played a
it's definitely
BattleTech game
7-0.
before they had the percentage dice. We just used 2d10s, and we were supposed to pick one that was one color and one that was another color, and then that way we'd know which one was the 10 side. And we didn't. We just always went with whatever was lowest.
I thought I was gonna share this photo, but it only turned up 3 glasses, like short glasses.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of the player screen. You know, there's a DM screen. The players have their own screen so they can lie about what they roll.
Right. Well, I remember in
Yeah.
2nd edition they came out with a player's screen. And I was like, okay. I mean...
That's kind of, I mean, why should they have a screen?
Well, I don't know. I guess if it had, information on like what your actions are and things like that, I could understand it. But then you got to figure it's like, okay, well, the screen, every player at the table, potentially going to have a screen, so that's taking up a lot of table real estate.
Yeah.
How are you going to get around the table? How are you going to move minis with all these screens in the way? Okay, give me just a moment. I'm going to go get something to drink, and I'll be right back. And we will get started.
Hey Chris,
Yes.
when you come back, can you post my item stats for me, please?
I certainly can.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm just gonna look up Empyrean then. Empyrean? I want the stats for it. I want to see the stats.
Well, you don't have to worry about it now.
I still want to know.
Go to your chat and there's like in the right
Strength. Okay, strength 30. Oh god, this thing is tough. Holy shit. Natural armor class is 22. What the?
Okay, Telfar's
Not too beefy. Like, it only has 300.
Telfar's gift is in the chat.
I don't know why you guys are so scared about it. It's just a thing with 300 health.
I know, you should have rolled a 7 instead of a 70.
Oh, it has legendary actions. Okay, so it would just be like a boss.
Yeah, Empyreans aren't really something that you want to piss off.
It does have a really strong everything. Charisma, wisdom, intelligence. I think its lowest stat is dexterity or intelligence. And those are 21s.
It has better stats than you.
It has better stats than you.
I'm aware of that.
I think the proper response is your mama.
Okay, so is Alyssa home yet? Or am I putting Telfar into the game?
She's home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just always gonna have this my sword open.
Okay. So, you guys are in the Trollskull Manor tap room. It is all decorated for Midwinter, and you have a decision to make in that. How do you want to how do you want to enter Vanrakdoom? So you can enter Vanrakdoom through the secret passage that you found in the basement of the insane asylum, or you can go the way that you have been going and just go down the well in the yawning portal.
Nah, I want to kind of long. I think the one in the asylum might be more. We might find more stuff that we haven't seen.
Sounds fine.
I
to
have
me.
a question before we head down.
Sure.
We had found 2 sending stone walkie-talkies.
Yes.
Do we want to keep both of those on our group in case we want to split the party for funsies, or do we want to have one and leave one in Trollskull so we can communicate with the surface?
That's a good question. That's entirely up to you guys.
I think splitting the party is bad, and so I don't really see a lot of use for those things in.
But what if we get
Adventuring?
split up? What about that? What if we the group falls
Well, if we get
the whole-
accidentally split up, then there's no guarantee that the people split up are going to be the ones holding the sending stones. You know what I mean?
I think there's definite use for them in Trollskull Manor for water deep shenanigans. We can communicate back to the manor and have messages sent around town really quickly and gather forces and do stuff. But I don't know, once we're down when we're Undermountain, it doesn't really, until we have our good teleportation abilities, I'm not sure what can be done.
Well, I think it's a better idea to leave one at Trollskull. That way, when we're days away underground, we can, send messages quickly, mobilize troops, have something waiting and ready for us by the time we get to the surface, etc.
Well, you know what? I think you're right, because we were there for 3 or 4 weeks last time with no input, no knowledge of what was happening to our business ventures on the surface, or if bad guys were doing bad things. So, yeah, it'd probably be good to know what's going on back home while we're 10 miles below ground.
Does anybody else have any input, or is that going to be what we do?
What are
I'm gonna
you?
mute you. I'm gonna mute you. What are you laughing about?
So those when you go to the store, then you get those, ice cream cone things that are covered in chocolate, and they might have there might be the peanut ones, peanuts in it.
Right.
Well, they made tiny ones, and they're 2 inches tall.
Okay.
It's adorable. I could eat it like 3 bites.
You're right. That's hilarious.
Yes. You are easily amused.
I had
So,
another couple of questions about some of our loot.
okay.
We found the Lithorid's like special brain cracking staff, right?
Correct.
What would you value that at on the surface?
Sell on the black market.
We'd have to destroy that. That
Black
thing's
market.
freaking nasty.
Well, yeah, it's not magical in any way. I mean, it basically has only one purpose, and that is to extract his brain so that he can, ascend to being an Elder Brian.
So is it a pretty useless thing then?
It is, although you could probably find a collector that would be interested. I would.
What about the Goblin Auction House down below?
Possibly. Probably you'd get more for it from an auction up on the surface. For a collector, you might get as much as 500 gold pieces. But I mean, it doesn't, as far as using it as, a weapon or something like that, it is fairly useless.
Got it. And I have a couple of things in my inventory that I need to get rid of because of attunement problems.
Okay.
So I was wondering what the value of a pair of bracers of archery might be, and a scroll of vampiric strike that has 3 full charges.
Well, let's see here. It's a scroll of vampiric strike?
That's correct. Or is that something we can just throw in our pile of scrolls? I know Aaron and Quill have a collection going on.
You could probably throw that into the pile. Yeah, a scroll of vampiric strike shouldn't require attunement.
It was just something in my inventory that I thought I would never use. It's the bracers of archery that require attunement that I'm getting rid of.
Bracers of archery. Let's see.
Home, I was like taking like little baby steps out from the car into the house.
Let me take a look here. Been a while since I looked at them.
Yeah. Thankfully, Blackrock is just down the road. Like, because I live off of in between. So like right by Clark College.
So basically, they give you +2 to damage,
There's one on Fourth Lane.
and they give you
But
proficiency with longbow and shortbow. So,
the damage only applies to longbows and short bows, not crossbows.
right. So I would say those are actually pretty good items. I would say that you could probably sell those
So it's like maybe half a mile away.
probably about 7,000 gold.
Yeah, it was quite the though. And my husband slept.
Cool.
Another important thing
Yeah.
while we're doing business here, or talking business, is we need to set Quill to work to find out what it's going to take to purchase the land that the insane asylum's on, because that is a second yawning portal.
Yeah. Or potentially your own private entrance.
Yes,
So she'll just go and like hit the
it'd be nice to own that land so that the entrance to the Undermountain there is under our control, either for financial gain or some sort of way for us to be the ones who control
That's
its
a
fate.
good idea.
Okay. We can definitely do that. And we can come back to that probably next session after our 2-week break for the holidays. For tonight's session, Telfar, your blessing is a blessing of health. Your Constitution score increases by 2 to a maximum of 22.
Sounds good. And we still have a manual of +2 strength that I don't think anyone has used yet.
That's true. Who is interested in the manual of gainful exercise?
What challenge is this?
List of who isn't
Right.
would be smaller, but who would benefit the most?
Probably do the counts that ever live in daylight out of everything.
True.
Let's see.
The tone of exercise?
Who uses strength the most and the most efficiently among our party?
I use it a lot.
Probably Anthony. Because I cast spells probably evenly with attacks, but with melee attacks, but he could probably benefit from it more than I can.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we need to let him read the book.
Okay. So you are in agreement that you are having Anthony read the Tome of Gainful Exercise,
I vote yes.
or Manual of Gainful Exercise.
Sure, I vote yes.
Yeah, do it up.
Rachel, wasn't it
So hold on here.
with your hand locked so it smiles?
So, Chris, one of those things we had was a tome, and the other one was not.
Right.
Manual.
Right.
What was the difference between a manual and a tome again?
Nothing. They're just different names for the same thing. So
They were different. Sorry.
So the Manual of Gainful Exercise, Shamish will need to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines. Once he does that, his strength score will increase by 2.
That gets me to strength 20.
That would give you a +5 to your strength modifier.
Ooh, that's oh.
And the other one, if I remember correctly, was a Tome of Understanding. Is that correct? Or a Tome of Clear Thought? Which one of those was it?
Clear thought is the intelligence one.
So
I think
probably-
we can track that.
So who's the wizard that uses intelligence?
Yeah, I thought Cancel already got that tome.
Yeah, I would keep
Yeah, I thought so too.
Okay, so yeah, it works the same way. If you spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer studying the book's contents and practicing its guidelines, your intelligence score will increase by 2. So, if you wanted to stay at Trollskull for another 2 days, you could, and that would give both of these guys, would give both of them their +2s to their attributes.
Yeah, we definitely want to do that.
Okay.
And I did the math on all those quartz gems,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone basically gets 500 golds worth of shiny quartz gems each.
Gems, well, I can't take them, so.
Now, don't forget the gifts, those artifacts, do require attunement. So you can only be attuned to 3 items at a time.
Oh my. What am I gonna do with our flame tongue? So just like sell it?
You could hang it on the wall,
Oh yeah.
because your new sword is flame tongue as well.
Is she still
Yeah, that is true.
But your old one has those really cool molten lava cracks running through
And it's
it.
less damage, isn't this not as cool, and it's not sentient. So I'm hanging that shit on the wall.
Alright.
Come back,
have to
find a tavern,
introduce-
burn down flames.
We're gonna have to introduce Alexa, my book, to your sword. What's the name of your sword?
Oh, now I
What
gotta
do they
name
go
it?
wrong? Well, I mean, it's sentient, so you should probably just ask it what its name is.
Damn, now I gotta look up sentient sword, cool, good sentient sword names.
No, you have to ask it what its name is.
Hey Google, what's your name?
Nice to it, you know.
Oh, it was so cute last time.
I already know that my book's name is Alexa.
And I was like,
Hey sword, what's your name? Oh wait, no, I have to tune to it first. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna tune to it. My new sword.
I'm going to my hammer. And how
Hey
much
guys,
is
I'm gonna
it?
put everyone's payday in the chat. Alright, so you guys can check the chat to see how much loot you got after we go sell it.
Nice idea.
How much would how much would a +1 great axe sell for?
+1 great axe, you probably get 1,200 gold for it.
Holy crap. Take it.
Not 12,000, 1,200. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll sell it. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, you have big jug hammer.
Yes, I have drunk hammer. Thank you.
You intoxicate them and then I stab them.
Sounds like a night at a rather, at a tavern.
Yes. Sounds like the night at some of the taverns I've worked in.
You get him drunk, I'll rob him.
my husband is currently running a D&D game.
So, any further business? As you guys shuffle things around, I know. Having to keep track of your attunement slots can be
Beautiful.
a pain in the butt as you get higher levels.
Chris, did you say that the airship was almost ready or is ready?
It should be ready between, it should be ready the following week after Midwinter. So that'll be one of the first things that we get to deal with coming in when we get back from our holiday break.
Got it. And everyone's share of the loot is posted in the chat.
Nice.
Okay, sword gets our names. Oh, I like that one. I like that one.
Whenever I think of names for swords, I think of the scene where Jaime Lannister finally takes over Highgarden, and the old woman's sitting there, and she looks at him. She says, "Wasn't that Joffrey's sword?" And he says, "It was." And she says, "What was it that he named it?" And he says, "Widow's Wail." She goes, "Man, Joffrey really was a cunt, wasn't he?"
Image to maintain, right?
I'm gonna keep that in mind. I already forgot what it said.
Yeah, that happens when you have too many tabs open. So, any other are you guys still tallying and looking at what you want to sell, or what are we doing?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look at that for a sec. What is our loot again? Let's see. Everyone gets.
I'm ready to go whenever everybody else is.
Oh, cool. I got it down. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Okay. How about Alyssa and Liam? Are you guys ready?
Yep, I'm good.
And Thrick and Cancel, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay. So, with your newfound knowledge, you go back to the Asylum, which is still full of bodies. And now it's been, like 2 days, so, it's not smelling real great. Although it is cold out, so probably not that bad. And you go through the secret passage.
Rarity is going to use his wand of prestidigitation to just clean up the bodies and stuff, and just.
Well, prestidigitation, I mean, you can make the bodies clean, but it's not going to clean up the bodies.
Well, then he will clean up the bodies and clean them, and put them somewhere where they I'll dig a shallow grave. I don't know. I just don't want gross bodies everywhere.
So for the most part, most of the creatures that you killed in the Asylum were vampires, and when you killed them, they just turned to ash. But there were also some cultists, so there's quite a few in here that are,
Well, it's been at least a day, right? So
yeah, it's been like 2 days, a little over 2 days.
We've after the first day, we should have found out something about who owns or runs the Asylum, because we want to buy the place if we can.
The only information that Quill could get as far as an owner is are the initials AM are assigned to a deed of ownership of the property.
That makes it difficult to know, because what we would like to do is report this to the proper authorities and tell them that there was a vampire nest there and use that to our benefit, and then they could come and clean up all the dead bodies as part of their investigation process, and we wouldn't have to mess with it. But of course we do have to secure and hide the access to the Undermountain before we let anybody home.
Right, and if you want to use this to get into Undermountain, you probably don't want to let the authorities know just yet, because if you do, they're going to secure the entire place and you will no longer have access to that secret passage.
Right. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that we could leverage this atrocity in some way, but covering up the murders for a while doesn't look very good. Also wondering about the families of these victims, because people may or may not have come to see their loved ones that are stuck in this insane asylum. There's bound to be. How much time do we have before it's noticed that they're not getting reports back about their rich uncle so-and-so is doing well, that sort of thing? I don't know how long it could stay under wraps.
Make a perception check.
22.
So, if it occurs to you just now, 2.5 days after you had been in here, it occurs to you that other than the witness that you questioned, you did not see any other patients in the asylum. The only people that you ran into were either cultists or vampire spawn.
Uh-huh. So the whole business being an insane asylum is a cover, and it's not actually active as such, has no customers, has no patients, It was used as a prison for this one crazy guy and a cult base.
That sounds close. Yeah.
Something like that. And the initials AM, as in Mary,
Yes.
okay, are the only things that we've got on that for ownership.
Correct.
Okay. And we own Trollskull, so we know. Taxes have to be paid annually or quarterly or something like that on property that you own.
Usually it's
Is that
annually.
true?
It's usually
Okay.
annually.
So there should be some record of payment in the businesses in the government sector for taxes on that place, right?
You don't see any taxes being paid by the asylum, but you see that taxes have been paid by an AM on the property itself.
Well, it sounds like Quill needs to do some divination to find out how that money was handed over. Like, start off with who documented that AM paid, and when that payment occurred, who did he take the gold from, or was he whoever wrote it down in the government records? Is that person crooked? Blah blah blah. So anyway, investigation, backtracking to find out how money got paid for whatever bills the asylum has. Chief among them, taxes.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for Quill.
Ooh, 22 for Quill.
So, in Quill's research, the taxes were paid by myriad for the last 10 years. He's going back a myriad of servants and low-ranking people, but nobody's ever talked to, or it appears that nobody's ever talked to this AM themselves in person.
So a servant has come to the government office of taxation and handed over money,
Correct.
and the servant that comes and does that has been a different servant every year.
Correct.
Uh-huh.
The other thing
So
that Quill gets with a 22 is that let's see here. Basically, Quill hits a dead end in his investigation and is gently discouraged from further investigating who AM is.
The source of the gentle persuasion to drop the issue is going to be the next person to spy on using scrying, divination, magic, bribes to thieves, those kind of things, to see what we can figure out.
Okay.
Have your familiar turn into a spider and just sort of hang out in the ceiling and listen through the spiders. Yeah, it's just going to turn into a hobby to figure out. All right.
Yeah, who this person is.
There.
Right.
Okay, we can leave it there because that's going to take a while.
Right. Yeah. That will take a bit. So, you guys go back through the asylum and you go down into the basement and you go through this secret passage, and it does indeed lead directly to level 18, which is known as Vanrakdoom. And you come to a T intersection. You can go north or you can go south. What would you like to do?
Well, south is warmer and it's winter, so we should go south.
do the opposite and go the coldest direction and go north.
Probably to be contrary, don't you?
By the
Teleport
way,
to the
Chris. No, never mind. You can.
So Telfar wants to head south.
Peter, are you still?
Wait, where-
Also, Chris, I have a 3 on my sneak right now.
Okay. So is everybody except Shamish going south?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, fine, I'll go south. God.
Figured the sword took over your personality and forced you to go where it wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I kind of do. So.
So you head south, and the passage kind of angles to the southwest, and you come to a large room. Well, not really a room. Well, the two tunnels. There's another tunnel that continues to the northwest from here, and these two tunnels converge on a 20-foot high chamber that contains two 12-foot tall obsidian statues. And they're standing upon 5-foot high blocks of stone, and they're sitting in alcoves facing one another. They are faceless. They each depict a faceless robed woman holding a silver thread taut between her outstretched hands. In between the two statues, a thin translucent curtain of shadow stretches between them, rippling like black cloth in a light breeze.
So this appears to be a magical portal as opposed to a physical fabric.
Yeah, it's not really fabric. It is shadow, and it seems to ripple back and forth like fabric in a breeze. And you can see through this shadowy curtain. And on the other side of the shadowy curtain, you see a pair of set of double doors. And the doors are arched double doors with an ornate carving of a bronze dragon. Its wings form the doorframe. Draconic letters are carved into the floor in front of the double door.
Anybody tell what kind of draconic letters those are?
Ooh, I can read Draconic.
Go for it.
I'm going to invest or perception or investigate. What do you want me to do at the door?
Read.
So
Also knows Draconic.
My sword also knows Draconic.
I also know Draconic.
the inscription in Draconic says, "The shadow is the key."
Everyone turn your lights off.
Make a perception check.
Who? All of us?
No, you, Shamish.
Oh, me.
By the way, once Narote attuned to his hammer, he insisted on calling it Boozy.
That's really funny because at one of the clubs that I worked at, that I DJ'd at, there was a bartender named Susie that we just called Boozy.
Nice.
Mostly because she had quite the heavy pour, but whatever.
22.
So, as you're reading these inscriptions, you notice that on the floor there is a carving of a disc that has a dragon depicted in this disc, and at the top of the disc, right in front of the door, is a 3-inch deep hole.
I don't know, I couldn't pay attention.
Are the dimensions of the hole such that it would match anything in this area that we might see, like something that's a staff that one of the statues is holding or something like that?
No.
Yeah, like, or like a sword. No.
No, it's just a small, round, 3-inch deep hole.
Does the diameter equal a finger or something like that?
Like the end of a quarterstaff.
Okay.
Who has a quarterstaff here?
Quarter what?
Quarterstaff.
My follower? He's not here though.
Oh.
You need the specific staff
So
that has the medallion on the top and then the shadow
exactly.
through it.
Where the hole in the floor is on the other side of the shadowy curtain.
Right. Okay, we're gonna investigate this area for traps before we go diving through the shadow. Then do arcane checks on the statues in the shadow to see if we can learn anything about it before we go crazy.
Okay. Go ahead, whoever wants to make an Arcana check, go ahead.
Sure.
Your proficient folks need to help each other out and get a good roll.
While everyone else is making Arcana checks, Telfar's dipping his toe in the shadow to see what happens.
Okay. That's what we needed. Alright.
31.
Holy.
Cancel got a 31?
Yes.
So Cancel, you can tell that the shadowy curtain is emanating from the two statues, and that it has something to do with the silver thread that each of the statues is holding.
Can't you magic people cast dispel and temporarily suppress what's going on to see what happens? Or is that gonna set everything crazy? Telfar, what are you doing sticking your toe in there?
Too late.
Oh, come on now, Carl. I rolled a 43. You gonna see me over there?
Well,
Chris, does my sword talk, or is it just like there?
It can talk.
Oh, so when it talks, can they hear it, or can I only hear it?
It does not speak telepathically, so everybody can hear it.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to always, talk.
Oh yeah, no.
It'll speak when it has something pertinent to say. So,
are you trying to be sneaky? Well, I don't like you being sneaky.
You're a paladin. Paladins don't sneak.
But I spent like a bunch of money making this armor, so I'm gonna sneak.
I made the armor. A paladin does sneak if he's wearing mithril.
Yeah. We're kind of like abusing the +10 to sneak thing. So like the paladin, I'm rolling like 28 for stealth, so we're never gonna be found.
And mithril's really good.
Well, that's not too bad for the first roll of the night.
I don't feel so good at him rolling stuff.
So, Telfar dips her toe into the shadowy curtain and instantly bursts from the curtain 6 wraiths. And they are all attacking. Everybody roll initiative.
Ooh, let's go. It's time to kill something.
6
With my
what?
new sword.
6 wraiths.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought he said.
Oh, okay.
No, always gotta check. Reach that death.
Aaron got a 6.
Wow. That's pretty low.
That's as low as he can roll.
Narate.
18.
Shamish.
What's the math on that? 25. Kind of zoned out there for a sec.
Telfar.
22.
22. Thrick.
No. I got a nat 1.
Wow. What's your initiative bonus?
Oh. 6. Total 6.
Okay. So you're down there with Aaron. And cancel.
24.
I am 100% missing dice. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Blue. Purple.
So Shamish, you see these wraiths come out, and there are. Let's see here. There are 3 of them swarming Telfar. There's one that is two that are attacking you, and one is attacking Aaron. What do you want to do, Shamish?
Okay, so now I gotta go to Twitch. There we go. I'm gonna attack the one that's gonna attack me.
Okay, so you have 2 of them on you. One straight ahead of you and one to your left.
Straight ahead of me.
Okay.
What do I want to do? They think they're wraiths, so what do they not like? They don't.
Well, they are undead.
Not like paladins. So my sword. So. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit him with a level 3 Divine Smite.
Okay.
Level 4?
Do I really need to?
I mean,
Needs to go
do you need a
level
level 3?
I only have 1 level 4, and I'm not gonna waste it on like little sidecars.
They have 98 plus 27 hit dice.
Okay, I'm gonna use a level 4. Change my mind.
Well, you gotta hit him first.
Oh yeah.
It says little details.
Does a 24 hit?
It does.
Cool, now to grab all the dice.
Don't forget, it's undead, so the sword also does an additional 2d10 radiant damage.
I don't even think I have enough d8s. How many d8s would that be?
A lot? I suppose I need to change the camera. That probably helps.
Oh yeah, crap, I should close Twitch. 20 Twitch.
This is not an exact replica of the map. We're just using this as a battle map.
I need to look at my, where's my spellcasting sheet? Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna, yeah. Yeah, I got all my dice. Now I'm rolling. Oh, 2d10 rating damage.
I was just looking. My cat evidently was gnawing on one of my mini tripods, and she's got such a strong bite, she's actually dented the metal. Little freak.
She can fill in as a rust monster in a pinch.
Right?
Oh yeah, no, this is a lot. 5, 10, 15. I think I don't. There's no more. Get 82 damage.
Okay. So in one hit, you destroy the wraith in front of you. You've got another attack if you want to attack the one to your left.
Why not? I'm gonna hit that thing. Okay, yeah. What do we? I'm gonna be nice and roll a level 3 this time. Or do a level 3, not roll a level 3. 24 hit?
It does.
Okay, now to pick all the dice up again and subtract 1, 2. No, 1. Yeah, 1. Damage.
Okay. That one is not dead.
I really think that Anthony needs to start rolling his damage in advance on everyone else's turn.
Cancel.
A bonus attack because I haven't used any of my bonus actions yet. I only used just divine smite.
Well, what do you want to do with your bonus action?
I'm just gonna shield bash it.
Do you have Shield Master as a feat?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack.
Does a soft 20 hit?
It does.
Okay, so I roll a d4. D4, there it is. A 9 damage.
Okay. That actually puts it over the top and kills it.
I break its neck with a bash to the face. If it has a neck.
Cancel. What would you like to do?
And I'm gonna re-roll right now.
I cast Fireball.
Whoosh.
You're gonna cast Fireball?
I say whoosh. Oh, because you don't have Fireball. Oh.
All these years we haven't had fireballs. I think bring it out every single chance we get now.
I can take the damage. I can already take no damage from it, and even if it hits me, still take half.
So DC 19 deck save.
Okay, so everybody needs to make a DC 19 dex save.
DC 19?
Holy shit.
I mean, because this is the blast radius that you're talking about. It's going to hit everybody.
Wait. I did no.
Oh.
Wait, did we ever get a long rest or?
Yes, you did. Oh,
Okay.
Come here, baby. No, I barely got it.
Was it dexterity?
yes.
Soft 20.
I got like a 12.
Well, the Wraiths only got a 17.
Well, I'm just gonna take no damage from it. I'm gonna do the shield thing and block it with my shield.
Aaron's okay.
Telfar also passed his check.
Okay. So far the only one who's failed is Thrick.
Gotta get that.
And canceled.
And Cancel's gonna eat his own fireball. Alright, and the Wraiths failed. What about Narote?
I rolled an 18 plus 1.
Then you saved. You will take half damage. So Cancel. What are we looking at for damage?
Roll really high.
You're just saying that because you're not going to take anything.
Exactly. And even if I was taking damage, I'd take half of... I'd take half. I also have the red dragon cloak, so that also takes damage. Even if I didn't have the shield master, I'd take half
So,
of half.
how much did you say?
You what now?
Did you say how much?
Not yet.
He hasn't said yet.
Oh.
Imagine cashing a fireball and killing yourself with your own fireball.
Happens to me all the time in Cyberpunk 2077. Sit there and throw a grenade, it bounces off the ceiling and it lands between my legs.
Oh yeah, how is it? I've heard some
It's
not so good
it
things
is
about it.
amazing. That game is phenomenal. Don't believe the hype.
This guy bottom muted me.
It's a great game, but there's so many bugs.
Well, you know, no game's perfect. I've
Yeah,
seen
the
some
bugs
good
on
stuff, but-
the bugs on PC aren't that bad.
Oh yeah, no PC. Yeah,
Yeah. My only gripe about it is the driving. The
Yeah.
lag, it's only slightly.
Well, sometimes you just want to walk anyway. Like
No,
city
the city's pretty big. You have to drive
Or fast travel.
or fast
I
travel.
want to
Yeah.
be like stealthy, but also like really buff in that when I get it.
So Cancel. What are we looking at for damage?
Suck with it.
39.
Okay.
Total?
So if you did not save, you take 39 points of damage. And if you did save, you would take, let's see,
19.
19, yeah.
And if it were me, and I didn't save, I would. If I saved, I would take that, and then what's half of 19?
So you would take 9.
Well, I'm just taking 0.
Well, yeah, you with Shield Master, you can use your shield to block all of the damage.
Yeah, that's,
Since you
that's what I'm
saved,
doing.
so. Okay.
That's almost perfect. So even if I don't save, I still take half.
Telfar, what would you like to do?
First of all, Telfar's gonna activate his bat wings, and
Okay.
he's gonna shoot up into the sky to avoid being hit by the 3 wraiths that are trying to mob him.
Okay.
And since he's so small, he gets to move through their whatever space without drawing an attack of opportunity. Is that right?
I know you can move through the space of other creatures. Let me double check.
Oh, 6 people are watching the stream.
Really? Let me double check.
I'm pretty sure some of them are us.
Yeah, no, I'm watching. Probably other people are watching. All right.
So you can move through the space, but that doesn't stop them from having an attack of opportunity.
Well, do they get attacks of opportunity on me then?
No, well, no, because you didn't move through their space. You shot straight up, and they haven't engaged you yet.
Gotcha. Okay. And from my point straight up, I guess, even though I rolled a 43 on my stealth check, they still detected me anyways when I stepped into the shadows?
Correct.
And now they know where I am?
Well, yeah. Yeah, that dipping your toe into the shadowy curtain is what set this whole thing off.
Right. Well, I'm gonna shoot at one.
Okay, go for it.
That is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
I can hear that rolling. It's in my ear.
Most satisfying sound on Earth.
If these things aren't dead by next round, I have already ready in my roll.
Yeah, this is terrible. It's great.
Excellent.
I have so many dice in my hand. Holy shit.
For 35 damage, Chris.
Okay. What do you want to do with your bonus action?
I'm gonna rehide.
Okay.
For now 14, 12, 36.
Okay. All right. As far as they are concerned, they have no idea where you went. The wraiths. The wraith that is attacking Aaron will make its attack on Aaron. Soft 20 to hit.
Aaron's armor class is 22.
Okay. So he misses. Let's see here. This wraith is going to attack Shamish. This
If
wraith
they can hit me.
will attack Aaron. And this wraith will attack Shamish. Because otherwise they'd have to move through people's space and provoke attacks of opportunity. So their logic is they are just going to try to cut down people. So another attack on Aaron. And misses with an 11. 2 attacks on Shamish. Misses with an 8. And a soft 20 to hit.
Nope.
I didn't think so. Alright. Narate, what would you like to do?
I am going to run up to one of the wraiths.
Okay. Closest
And-
one is pretty much almost right in front of you because it is attacking Aaron.
Okay. I am going to attack with my hammer
Okay.
My lovely workstation.
for a 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay.
They are immune to poison.
I see. Okay. I'll still do 36 points of damage with it though.
Okay.
D&D.
So yeah, you hit him for 36. Do you have anything you want to do with a bonus action?
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Aaron, you got 2 on you. One of them is now engaged with Narate.
And there's a total of 3 remaining at this point?
4.